In Season, a nature show.
The rebirth of the Tatachikapika River. I begin my journey with my dog Peaks at the Tatachikapika Lake, the headwaters of the river. My put-in access point was the Tatachikapika Lodge boat launch. This medium-sized lake is long and narrow shape. Paddling my way down the lake to the mouth of the river, I pass through the narrows and come to the north end of the lake. As I enter the river, the banks narrow and begin to rise, with bedrocks occasionally standing out. This section of the river, from the lake to the first set of rapids, has oxbow-like features, twisting and turning itself. And this is where the river gets its name. The word Tatachikapika comes from the Native Americans of the area, the Ojibwe, and it means the Lost River. Locally, the river is also known as the Red Sucker. In 2012, northeastern Ontario experienced a very dry spring, making this a hotspot for forest fires. While paddling downriver, the effects of one of these forest fires can be seen approximately 5 kilometers downriver. In total, the river is 95 kilometers long, and the T9 forest fire consumed more than half the river. Recently, the old wooden bridge was replaced with a new steel and concrete bridge. In the 1980s, the Ministry of Natural Resources maintained the portage trails along the river. However, a lack of funding brought that to an end by the 1990s. From the 90s up to 2011, this was occasionally done by the canoeists like myself. In 2012, the Timmins Fur Council received funding and cleaned all the portage trails along the river. It's a bass? It's a bass. It's a bass. Look at the size of that bass. Peaks! No! These are gonna eat all the specks. Wow. I can't believe that. I'm gonna let him go. He's pan sized. Some people keep him. I'm gonna let him go. Maybe. The sun in our face. Campsite. You can set up your tent. What is it, Boo? Pickerel. Cheeks move. Cheeks. Nice pickerel. I'm gonna keep him. The portage sign. Below Muskowambi Lake and through to Highway 144 bridge, the shoreline becomes very defined and stable. The river runs wider with increasing straight stretches, and the land falls more abruptly, creating numerous rapids and swifts.
According to the Timmins Daily Press interview with Lisa Demmer, the MNR's fire information officer, the source of the 40,000 hectare fire T9 was a spark created by a train along the Canadian National Railway. The Timmins 9 fire was the largest wildfire seen in the area in decades, close to 40,000 hectares and stretching to 70 kilometers in length at its peak. The spark on May 20th, 2012 during the hot, dry, and blustering conditions ignited a fire that quickly swept northward from its point of origin near the Gogama Road, necessitating widespread evacuations. Just 12 hours after the T9 fire broke out, it traveled over 60 kilometers to the northeast, reaching the Tatachikapika River a few days later. Due to its monumental size and relentless march towards the city of Timmins, the fire made national headlines. What followed was a large-scale coordinated effort involving Ministry of Natural Resources fire units, local, provincial, and municipal police services, along with city officials. The Northeast region had 948 wildfires during the 2012 fire season. In total, these fires encompassed 53,935 hectares. The fact that Timmins 9 accounted for 39,540 of those hectares meant the MNR had to call in as many fire crews as possible to battle the blaze. Timmins 9 required a total of 8,097 person days to suppress, explained Demmer. 6 Bird Dog aircraft, 12 Bombardier water bombers, and 3 Twin Otters provided air attack on the fire. More than 830,000 liters of water and more than 4 million liters of foam were dropped on the fire. The Ministry of Natural Resources sent CN an invoice for $13 million to cover the cost of fighting the fire. The $13 million covers staff, vehicles, aircraft, and equipment. Does not take into account the cost of fire evacuations. It would take close to 6 months before MNR officials could declare the fire officially out.
Hi Peaks, good morning. Always check the forest fire hazard with the Ministry of Natural Resources before starting your trip. A good quality portable stove is suggested for meals, and they must when fire hazards are high. Be sure your fire is completely out before continuing your trip. Do your part to prevent wildfires and keep Ontario forest green. Yep. It takes the average canoeist 4 to 5 days to paddle the river. The river is suitable for canoeists ranging from novice to expert. There are over 30 sets of rapids en route, providing various opportunities to either run the rapids, line the canoe, or carry the canoe over the 15 portages. The best time to run the river is at high waters in June. There's the portage trail. Although the Tatachikapika River shares many characteristics common to Northern Ontario river systems, it does possess its own unique personality. Journey and discover for yourself the beauty of the Tatachikapika River. I'm gonna let this one go. See that? This one. There we go. There we go. There we go. Thanks for watching. This section of the river below Highway 144 should never be run by novice. Well, that's it for me. I set up the tent there for Peaks, the flies, for me too, before they get really bad. Just waiting for my ride. I'd rather be here than on a bus.
In Season, a nature show.